tell me that.
Oh, it took a lot to make that, so, I mean, yeah, next time, sure.
I'll tell him next time I see him. At the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that desk, I was a doctor. Oh, I mean, he was very real bad.
Here and two, because you know, there's systems. Yeah, that's the one. 30 seconds now. Okay, there. Yeah. Did Jill say anything to you? Hold on. Like that might have happened.
Ricky Vargas, that name looks familiar to me.
Not that this one. I mean, what's this?
Okay, it is now 7 PM on Monday, March 16th, 2026. I call this regular Board of Education meeting to order. Ms. Sully, will you please call the roll?
Jennifer Quickly. Here. Chris Hamilton,
Here.
Eric Peterson,
Here.
Julian Phelps, John Ruggles.
Here.
Fred Skepta,
Here.
and Lisa Brewster.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Sully, do we have any public comments?
We do not.
Thank you. Would anybody like to add a non-action item? Moving on to number 6, action items, approval of summer help. So we're looking to get some tech help and some custodial staff to help, do deep cleaning, painting, things like that. And then getting all our tech ready for the students, coming in, so the tech help won't start until later in the summer. Anything else to add? Any questions? All right, is there a motion to approve hiring of summer help? Now, this isn't the actual people yet, we're just posting the positions.
I move to approve the hiring of summer help.
I'll second.
Ms. Sully, please call the roll.
Jennifer Quickly,
Yes.
Chris Hamilton,
Yes.
Eric Peterson,
Yes.
John Ruggles.
Yes.
Fred Skepta,
Yes.
and Lisa Brewster.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, 6B, the 26-27 food services contract with Whitson's. We are going up the CPI food away from home rate of 4.1%, which will bring our cost to about $5.10 per meal. Now this is just approving the contract. We'll get some numbers crunched, and then we'll have a proposal at a future meeting for possible rate increases to families. Are there any questions on the food service contract? And so this is the last year that we have with them currently, and then next year we'll be going through a bid process. But the rules have changed between the last time we got the bids, where we don't have to go with the lowest bidder. We can go for taste or other things. We're limited based on how few students purchase lunch, that we're not the most lucrative contract for some of the providers. No questions? Is there a motion to approve the food services contract?
Move to approve the food service contract for 26-27.
Second,
I'll second.
Ms. Sully, please call the roll.
Chris Hamilton,
Yes.
Eric Peterson,
Yes.
John Ruggles,
Yes.
Fred Skepta,
Yes.
Lisa Brewster,
Yes.
and Jennifer Quickly.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay. 6C, approval of summer construction contract with WeatherGuard Roofing in the amount of $321,000. This was a bid process that Carly sat down with Wold and the contractors a few weeks ago. And Wold has worked with WeatherGuard before. Any questions or anything to add? The roof is, it's in need, very big need.
So in addition to the roofing, just as a reminder, for everyone, it's also doing, at this building some tuck pointing, so take care of some bricks that have, starting to deteriorate. The mortar and the bricks are starting to deteriorate and push away. So we will prevent that from happening and furthering, and also the control joints sealing and around all the windows. Taking care of the old caulking and resealing. And it's a lot of square footage to do that, so it's expensive.
This is everything we talked about before, right?
Yep.
We're just bringing it up.
We've talked about it for a couple of years, actually, but yes, finally funneling down into, yes, we're gonna get it done. One tiny little roof section more done and other stuff.
Any comments or questions further? Is there a motion to approve the summer construction contract with WeatherGuard?
I'll move to approve the summer construction contract with Weatherguard.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Sully, will you please call the roll?
Erica Peterson,
Yes.
John Ruggles,
Yes.
Brad Spectrum,
Yes.
Lisa Rooster,
Yes.
Jennifer Glickly,
Yes.
and Chris Hampton.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay. 6D consent agenda, approving the minutes from our February meetings. Paying our bills, activity reports, we have the new coordinator of business services coming in, if we approve her. And then a couple substitutes, rehiring, resignation. Questions or discussion on the consent agenda? I move to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Sully, will you please call the roll?
John Ruggles,
Yes.
Brad Spectrum,
Yes.
Lisa Rooster,
Yes.
Jennifer Glickly,
Yes.
Chris Hamilton,
Yes.
and Erica Peterson.
Yes.
Motion passed.
So thank you. Okay, information or discussion? Nobody added anything, so. Moving right along, number 8, future agenda items, we'll have a amendment to the budget coming up in the future. If there's anything that any of the board members would like reports on, or just more information, like we had Mr. Rollins present on MTSS. And then we had Chrissy and Suzanne present on the behavior side of MTSS before. Anything like that, just we can add it. It doesn't need to be the second, but want to know more about something? We're a school after all. Dr. Lind, your report, please.
Sure, and this may actually go on to future agenda items as well. The countywide sales tax, oh, I'm losing my words. What do you call it? Resolution. So, in April, we'd like to approve a resolution to put. I would like to put that on the agenda for the board to approve a resolution to put on at the fall election of the general election for all citizens of the county for a countywide 1-cent sales tax. So we'll have another presentation. I've talked a little bit about that in meetings past, and we'll have another presentation then at the April board meeting, short presentation on it just to remind us. And I've learned some more additional information about the sales tax now specifically works. And so we can put that out to, it's not saying that we approve it, it's just saying that we would put that on the ballot for the county to vote on.
And for it to be on the ballot, is it the majority of the majority of school boards in the Lake County have to approve it? Is that how it gets on the docket, the ballot?
Sort of, it's not a majority of school boards. It's a majority of school boards that represent a majority of students.
Oh, okay.
So for example, Waukegan is a big one. If Waukegan they count for 18,000 students. How many students are in Waukegan?
Only like 13 now.
Oh, down to 13,000.
Way down.
But still largest school district in Lake County, so we would need them. And a lot of the bigger high schools as well. Stevenson.
Probably a question for when that discussion occurs, but do we know how that's looking in some of these larger school districts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've taken a straw poll, superintendents have taken kind of a straw poll of the boards across the county. It looks like there's enough interest. We don't know yet because no one has passed the resolution. The plan is to get those resolutions passed starting in April and then in May, to make sure that we have enough and that it's worth putting our effort forward, informing the public about what that would mean for us. For example, for Milburn, it would mean receiving $1.1 million that we could use for facilities. Things like that $321,000 bill for the roof that we just voted on. We don't have much left in much fund balance in our capital projects that we can use for that in the future. And we've got a lot of roofing to go, among other things in our facilities that need to be maintained and updated. So that would be about $1 million a year, which would be wonderful for us. That's money that would be spent by our taxpayers, our local property taxes. Because the only other way that we can get that funding for projects like that is through our local tax dollars. So this would offset some property taxes.
Does all that money have to go to school districts?
Yep. There is a small fee from the state and the county because they have to process it. So the way that it works is the money is collected, whatever we buy, the stores send it to the state. The state then would redistribute it back to the county, the hourly. And then the county would divide it up and send it back out to us. So
They've done
somebody
something
has
like
to
this before?
process. It's like, it's 1% at the state and 1% at the county of that money.
Have
It's,
they done something like this before?
a lot of other counties in Illinois have it.
50% of the counties in Illinois have this facilities tax.
And they get the money back.
They get it back
All right,
by
I'm
statute.
always skeptical.
Me too. But this doesn't get stuck. The state doesn't have any control of it. It goes by statute to the state, they collect it. And the only thing that they get 1% just to hire people to administer this. And then the county, the ROE would have to have people who would collect it and divvy it up because it's distributed every month. I didn't know this, but it's a monthly distribution. Which is nice. So, it would be a nice steady flow to help us. You can either save up and do bigger projects, or you can spend along the way.
And specifically for facilities.
Specifically for facilities, there's a couple of other areas that it would support, that it's allowed to be used for. One would be like a school resource officer, so safety. So it's basically safety, health, life safety items.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. So that would be great
Yeah.
to have that extra money if we can get it, but
Have any of the 50% districts that have done, counties that have done this, said this has worked so well and they've moved to 2%?
The state law limits it at 1%.
It is London.
the upper limit's 1%. You can go less than that.
In quarter percent increments, so 0.25, 0.5.
Yes. We're going for one penny, 1%. But yes, other counties have passed it. It's been very successful. That's why it's up to 50% of the counties in Illinois are doing it. 50% of that revenue comes from outside of Lake County. So it's not just Lake County taxpayers, it's because it's on gas, so people that are passing through them tollways and coming into Lake County. Because we think about Wisconsin, some of us go to Wisconsin to get gas or groceries because taxes are less in Wisconsin. So you think, well, if we keep increasing our taxes here, we'd spend even less, maybe. It'd be interesting to see. But Cook County is higher than Lake County, so a lot of people on the southern end of the county are spending money in Lake County. And a lot of people come from Wisconsin to shop at Perry Mills, Bass Pro, Hawthorne, go to eat at Hawthorne.
It's pretty crazy. You see the gas stations on Lake Cook Road, the ones on the lake. They're always full.
They're always full. Yep. Yeah,
That's been true
so,
almost as long as I've been driving. As
Yeah.
far as I can recall, we used to
Can
do
you
that. I
imagine?
grew up in Cook County.
Everything. You're right across the street from huge tax increase. Yes, we go across the street.
Kind of like us in Wisconsin.
Right.
yes,
So,
yes.
you drive up there and get that.
Only they're literally right across the.
So that'll be for April. Put that before the board to either approve or not. And then the other item would be, speaking of resource officers or safety officers. The Antioch feeder group schools, there's 5 districts. There's 4 elementaries and the Antioch High School are talking about doing a shared safety officer. It wouldn't be an SRO, wouldn't be a policeman. It would be somebody to oversee our safety plans, to help us write the safety plans, help us monitor the safety plans, hold us accountable for safety items. And help us implement the standard response protocol in each of the districts and make sure that we're all on the same page with that, because we share police departments with each other. There's a lot of overlap with police departments, fire departments. It would be nice if we were all on the same page with that group. So we're talking about that. That's just a heads up. It would cost us some money, but none of us individually could afford to have somebody like that. And other districts have done this shared model that are too small to handle, to have that position, so
Is that a consulting type position or is that a full-time role moving
it would
forward?
be a full-time role. Because there would be 15 schools built, different school buildings. The high schools being the biggest buildings by far, but then there's all the
I'm assuming the individual contributions towards that are gonna be based on the scale of the schools involved.
something like that. We'll figure that out. Correct.
Still in the discussion. Brainstorming.
Yep, we just talked about it today, so we're gonna put that in. All of us would like to talk about it in April and then hopefully approve it in May. Depending on the timing, maybe June, but approve that and then if the other boards are interested in doing that, if we can get enough people on board to hire somebody in July. Other districts have done this, we'll be modeling it after Libertyville and Lake Bluff elementary districts have done a shared, they have a shared person between those 2 districts. Full time, and they only have. Well, they have 5 or 6 schools.
So like at Zion High School, we have a safety
So
officer and an SRO. So the 2 separate positions. The safety officer is a former Chicago police officer, but he then handles, the response to a lot of things.
yeah,
Anything else?
let's see what's coming this week. There's a lot going. Carly and I are going to evidence-based funding webinar, and not webinar, training tomorrow. Just to learn more about the evidence-based funding model and how schools are funded in Illinois. Just a refresher, there's been some minor changes and tweaks in it, but just to get so that we are reminded of how our funding works here. So we can understand that mechanism, and then our spring break next week. Sure, most of you have heard about that.
Spring.
It's not, spring. It might be by next week.
Hey, we could go with 70.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lynn. Ms. Kraft, business officer report.
The only thing I have is just that updated budget amendment calendar, so the board will receive the first draft of the amended budget in May, and then we're looking for approval in June.
Thank you. 11, board reports. It's only been 1 week, but any reports?
I saw some faces here at the jazz dinner the other night, which was a lot of fun. I'm glad I finally got to attend one when my kids weren't sick, so we could go and enjoy it. And it was great. It was everything I heard it would that they could be. So it was excellent.
I saw Mr. Hamilton at that same function. And yeah, it was really nice seeing the kids would then serve the guests their meal and aprons and things. So it's nice to see everybody fall. We do have a closed session for tonight, and when we return from closed session, we do have an item for approval. So if anybody would like to hang out in the hall or the atrium during closed session, and we can find you when we come back. We would like to go into closed session for the purpose of the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of the specific employees, specific individuals who serve as independent contractors in a park, recreational, or educational setting, or specific volunteers of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing legal counsel, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee, a specific individual who serves as an independent contractor in a park, recreational, or educational setting, or a volunteer of the public body, or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. However, a meeting to consider an increase in compensation to a specific employee of a public body that is subject to the Local Government Wage Increase Transparency Act may not be closed and shall be open to the public and posted and held in accordance with this act. 5 ILCS 120/2C1. Is there a motion to go into closed session for that purpose?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second,
Ms. Sully, please call the roll.
Jennifer Quickly,
Here.
Chris
Oh.
Hamilton,
yes.
Erica Peterson,
Here and yes.
Jillian Phelps, John Ruggles.
Yes.
Brett Spectrum,
Yes.
and Lisa Lustig.
Yes.
All right, we will now be in closed session and we'll